Okay, let's dig into this. We're focusing today on Ecclesiastes chapter 1.
Right. And it really just jumps right in, doesn't it, with this figure, the teacher.
Oh, yeah. No messing around. The very first thing you read is just meaningless.
Yeah.
Meaningless.
Utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. It's quite the opening statement.
It really is. And then straight away, the big question, what does anyone actually gain from all the work they do under the sun?
That phrase, under the sun, it keeps coming back. It sets the stage, questioning the real lasting value of, well, everything we do.
Our jobs, our projects, our striving.
Exactly. He's looking at it all and asking, what's the actual profit?
And he starts by looking outwards, doesn't he? At the world itself.
Yeah, he sees these patterns in nature that seem, well, repetitive, almost relentless.
Like generations coming and going, but the earth just stays.
Right. And the sun, it rises, it sets, then it apparently, hurries back to do it all again.
And the wind just swirls around, going in circles.
Uh-huh. And rivers flowing to the sea, but the sea never fills up. It's this image of constant activity, constant motion.
But from his viewpoint, not really getting anywhere new, it just cycles back.
Precisely. Which leads him to that famous line.
What has been will be again. There is nothing new under the sun.
It's kind of unsettling, isn't it? Even now, we think everything's always changing, but maybe the core human stuff.
The struggles, the desires, maybe they don't change that much. He even says people are forgotten, past and future generations.
Yeah, that forgetfulness aspect is stark too. So after observing the world, he turns inward.
Right, he mentions being a king in Jerusalem, and he says he deliberately set out to explore wisdom.
Not just wisdom, though. He mentions madness and folly, too. He wanted to understand the whole range of human experience and thought.
But he calls this quest itself a heavy burden God has laid on mankind. That's interesting.
It is. The drive to understand is itself a difficult task, maybe even a source of toil.
And his conclusion, after looking at everything done under the sun,
still bleak. He calls it all meaningless, a chasing after the wind.
Chasing the wind. Yeah, that captures it. Trying to grasp something you just can't hold on to.
And he uses these examples like you can't straighten what's fundamentally crooked or count what's just missing.
Some things just are the way they are, and no amount of effort changes the fundamental reality.
So then he talks about his own wisdom. He says he gained more wisdom than anyone before him. He experienced a lot.
Okay, so you'd think surely wisdom, understanding.
Yeah.
That's where the meaning is, right? That must be the escape.
You would think so, but this is probably the most shocking part.
Go on.
He finds that pursuing wisdom and even understanding folly, that too is like chasing the wind.
Wait, even wisdom? How?
His conclusion is pretty direct. For with much wisdom comes much sorrow. The more knowledge, the more grief.
Wow. So the deeper you understand, the more pain you potentially find?
Yeah.
That's counterintuitive.
It really is. We value knowledge, we value understanding. But he's saying it brought him more sorrow, more grief.
So bringing this back to, anyone listening today, why does this ancient text still feel relevant? These ideas about repetition, searching for meaning, the trouble with knowledge.
Well, I think they tap into something pretty universal, don't they? That feeling of the daily grind, the is this it question.
Yeah, wondering if your efforts actually add up to something lasting.
Or even the burden that sometimes comes with maybe seeing things a bit too clearly. The world's problems, the suffering. Ignorance can be bliss, as they say.
True. He certainly didn't find bliss in wisdom.
No, it seems to have made the meaninglessness even clearer, perhaps.
So here's something to chew on then. If this teacher, after all his searching, found that even seeking wisdom leads to sorrow, how do we deal with that? That desire we all have to understand.
Right. Or maybe does his idea that nothing is new change how we view our own lives? Does it make things feel futile? Or could it perhaps free us up to find value differently right here in the cycle itself?
Definitely something to think about.